Hey everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the third studio album by alternative band Turnover. It's called Good Nature, and it's the follow-up to 2015's album Peripheral Vision that I definitely enjoyed. I had a lot of viewers suggest that to me, but it wasn't until my girlfriend actually got me hooked on it that I started playing some of the songs. She loved it so much, and while I do really like the record, I'm not like totally 100% in love with it or anything like that. I do really respect it, but it's a darker album. Definitely some emo tendencies, getting out some thoughts that are kind of heavy. And on this record, I feel like Austin Getz, the main lyricist and lead singer of Turnover, has kind of been enlightened, and I like seeing him in this brighter place on Good Nature. Now, before we get into the video today, thank you first of all for clicking on this video. Turnover are a pretty small band, so if you're actually checking out these reviews that I've been doing in the past week, like Grizzly Bear, Everything Everything, and obviously Turnover, kudos to you, thank you, and hopefully if you are not familiar with these bands that you're checking them out. And second of all, if you're able to help videos like this keep coming on a monthly basis, you can either donate on my Patreon at the top link, or the second link. Anybody can do this one. All you gotta do, have a phone. You can do it on Android or on iPhone through the App Store. Download the TAD app. All you have to do, watch ads. Every 500 TADs that you earn on TAD is worth 50 cents in a real-life donation. And say you did that every day in a month. That would be the equivalent of donating $15 a month for those who cannot pledge actual money on Patreon. So it definitely helps. Thank you to everybody who's already using the app. On with the review. I would describe Good Nature as kind of a windows-down, carefree album. And while it's not totally without its subject matter, it's not totally loose in that regard, and it's not void of any kind of content, I feel like it is kind of shrugging off some of those burdens that he felt on Peripheral Vision. Like he's gotten to a better place mentally. Those clouds are parting and we're starting to see the sun. And the lead single and opening track, Supernatural, is a great sign of that. The bright guitar tones really set the pace for this album. Just kind of the way that you sway to the music. And while their longtime guitarist is no longer a member of this band due to some allegations that we're not going to get into, I have to say, I admire his work here as a guitarist. Maybe not as a person whatsoever, but as a guitarist, yeah, I'm totally down with what he was laying down here. And these tracks just come through masterfully. I love the production of Will Yip. He works with a lot of other bands in the scene. He's done all of Turnover's records up to this point. He does Balance and Composure. He's done some for the Wonder Years, even Panic at the Disco, Tiger's Jaw, Title Fight. This dude has some great credits to his name. And he always manages to get the tone of the band perfectly right for what they're actually saying on the record. We have some moments here that I absolutely love to pieces. I love the track Pure Devotion for one, which is one where Getz is talking about just how he feels about the future. Like, are you still going to love me whenever we're getting older? And it's something that I kind of look at and smile because I know where I am in my relationship with my girlfriend and how we feel about each other. And it's something that just kind of makes you cheer up. It makes you smile because you think about it. And the guitar tone here and the way that the bass looms on the track, it's kind of just like humming in the background. Really, really sweet. It shapes up the track beautifully. Then we get some of the other cuts that really stand out here, like Butterfly Dream, which is one that definitely captivated me in terms of its musicality, but also in the vocals and the lyrics. And even Nightlight Girl, one that cuts through with a breezy guitar, and just the mood on this one is very different for Turnover, but awesome at the same time because it seems like it's getting sexual, but not being so overtly so that it's just like a turnoff and saying like, come on, you could be a little bit more tasteful about it. I think this one is the perfect romantic tune that seems like turning down the lights and you know what's happening next. Sunshine Type comes right after the opening track Supernatural that I really am digging, but this one I think even more. It just has that warm aura about it like the title would imply. Sunshine, you're standing in the sun, and this one is almost like a radiant beam just honing in on this track in particular. And it's not like this whole album is going to necessarily blow you away, but what gets me about it is that it really just lifts your mood like some albums just do not do. And I feel like there's been a lot of heavy subject matter covered in recent albums that I've been covering that have just been released in general. Let's face it, we all need that change of pace, something to lift us up out of the mire and make us forget our troubles. And pop music is so over the top dramatic these days, and political music is definitely something that I need and want, but at the same time, if you're just listening to that, it can weigh you down. And just going through this Turnover record, it's something that is well played, well well produced, well sung, everything about it just sounds nice. My only real complaint with it is the fact that maybe some of the tracks don't stand out all that much. It flows together as a record, and clocking in at just over 40 minutes, it does not feel lengthy. Every single track has something that I enjoy about it, like the sway of Breeze, and then Bonnie and Rhythm, even though that's like a 5-minute song, the guitars and the overall tone of the track is very endearing, and even Living Small and All That I Was in particular, the latter of those being super fun, super catchy as well, always stuck in my head. I've been listening to this record for over a week now, and I have to say that I commend them for an album like this. Like I said, maybe not gonna spin any heads, but at the same time, it's worth checking out. I'm gonna give this new Turnover record a 4 out of 5 and a definite recommendation for you guys to listen to it. Don't forget to support me on Patreon or TAD if you're able to. Leave a like on this video and let me know, are there other albums that you would like to see me cover in the next couple of weeks? Let me know in the comments section down below, and other than that, let's cut to the outro card. You can support me on Patreon by going directly to that annotation right there in the corner. You can see my Grizzly Bear review right here, or my other review that I did for Everything by clicking right here. Socials are linked in the description down below, and other than that, I will see you very soon right here on the ARTV.